You guys,
What's up? We live.
you guys remember that joke I was just saying earlier?
What's that?
Yeah.
You know, the one I was just saying earlier.
That one?
So
It was,
it's
it was really funny.
while we were waiting to go live, Ian had some big announcement to let us know about, but he was making us wait, or something he learned.
Oh,
He wanted to save it for everyone. So, Ian.
yeah.
Is that what it was?
And this is like not even a brag, but in a way it is, because our Crossbreed private group, fan group, guess how many members it has right now?
666.
No,
101.
420.
Oh, shit.
Oh, okay. All right.
Nobody else joined. It's closed.
Joins are closed from now on.
That would be cool if we kept it an exclusive membership of 420, and everyone's like membership is up for renewal every month.
I mean,
That'd be pretty awesome.
yeah, I don't even know if any of us are an admin on that page.
I don't know. So what's
Just
up,
like,
Arthur?
do it.
Arthur, aren't you here?
Nothing, man.
Arthur, one of our best buddies, aren't you here to talk to us and ask us questions about our show in Tampa?
You say this. Yeah, man.
Is
Tampa
that what
looks.
you wanted to do? Didn't you want
That's
to
what I
ask
want to do.
about
I wanted to
our
talk about some Tampa show action that's going to be happening.
That's right. Wasn't it hashtag a night to dismember?
I guess if you're doing hashtags out there, hashtag
That's
a
what I
night
thought-
to
that's what I
dismember.
thought you
Okay.
asked, and I'm sorry.
No.
I get your ESP emails all the time, and I get confused.
And I was just impressed with the lineup. You know, after the last stream, I was like, let me check do a little sample of these bands that are going to be playing with you guys, and I was quite impressed. And I was quite impressed with I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, but I mean the foam party merch that you guys announced. I mean. That is awesome. Who doesn't want to have some shorts with Ian's face right by their crotch?
I mean, I want a pair of Ian's face.
I mean,
I'm like,
I mean, I
have one of each.
I thought about this a lot, and especially for tonight, like, and I feel like the best thing I could have done, really, the smartest thing I could have done, was wear a shirt with my face on it.
that's true.
So I'm looking forward to getting my hands on those shorts.
And the slides.
Yeah.
And everything. Which is gonna be it. It's awesome.
I was
put
very
up
impressed
a picture
of one of the shorts up there on the screen for everyone to see.
I mean, they're pretty dope looking. I don't want to say which
yeah.
one is my favorite, but I mean,
Probably the one that's
Well,
up on the screen.
If you get one of each though throughout the night, you're gonna want to stay a little bit dry sometimes, maybe change it out so you don't chafe. So you might as well get one of each member.
I mean, or you commit to chafing and you raw dog it.
You raw dog it, then when you get into a pool with that chlorine, man, that's gonna
The Derek one though, where he's doing like it's kind of like insinuating like, hey, there's his balls, I thought it was funny. I should have put a fly on everyone's like eye or something.
The other thing
On the 420 shirts, I like dropped a fly on everything. Like a tiny little fly is like just a hidden thing of fun.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Look on the eyeballs and then a wing, I think.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even see those ones. With the fly
those are sick.
that you just put up. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
The flip flops are pretty cool. So, shout out to our friends, Legendary Screen Printing in Tarpon Springs, Florida. If you need something printed in a hurry, call Legendary. Anyways, they do all our glow shit, and they got some new stuff they got a new machine. They got a new direct-to-garment printer. So we're gonna test some new shit out. It's gonna be pretty exciting.
It's impressive how quickly you're just pumping out. Like I'm like, wait, you just talked about this the prior stream. There's like, boom, we got merch locked up. I was pretty impressed.
I mean, you know, it had to be done, right? I mean, who doesn't want to have like foam party, you know, heavy metal foam party shorts? You know what I mean? I think it was just fucking hilarious because like metal dudes go swimming too, man. So like, what does metal guys wear to be like? We live in, you know, like I live in Florida, right? So we know most of the metal guys, they just don't go to the beach because you know they're scared of tans.
Let's keep it indoors.
Right.
When they do go to a beach or a pool, like what do you wear? Because like finding swimwear, you know, being, you know, I don't want to say awesome people, it's kind of hard to find shit, you know. So the best thing to do is solve that problem is make your own.
There you go.
So we wanted, you know, people to be fashionable and show up to not only just the, you know, heavy metal foam party, hashtag heavy metal foam party.
HeavyMetalFoamParty.com.
That too. That is also there. You can go there and get your tickets today.
But that's not even what we're talking about today.
No, today we're talking about a Night To Dismember. And if you want to get tickets, you can go to theorpheum.com. That's theorpheum.com.
Is it?
Yeah.
I did put links in the description of the video, so they should be there to the Eventbrite page that has the purchase, all that in.
So yeah, I mean the cool thing about the Tampa show was Cypher Machine is like old OG friends, right? So that's why we're gonna bring one of the members of the band on with us here shortly, LA. He's OG as fuck. He worked at the place that used to fix our keyboards once we broke them. Like Ian's first show, you know, where it fell off the stage at the Ritz / Masquerade.
If that person that got their head bashed in at my first show is somehow in the chat, let me know and
awesome. And I'll apologize.
I'll send you something. But if you're fucking lying,
everybody's like me.
If I find out,
let me see the damage. Let me see the indent in your skull.
Yeah, and that was a heavy ass keyboard too, because that was I think that was probably like a Roland.
It was a Roland XP. It wasn't a 50, it was a different one.
It was a beefy boy.
Yeah, it was. So
did you bleed on that one yet before, you know, did you have to wipe off the blood before it got repaired?
Oh no, actually, and this is kind of funny. And I remember when I first got there to the band, and like I got everything all set up to go do the show. A whole bunch of the keys were just broken. Like actually like snapped, like already pre-snapped. Like it was kind of funny. So like, yeah, like they hear like you get like, you know, this one right here, you'll have this one. It was pretty funny. It was fucked.
Just hit the top part of it. It works still.
Well, so there was a bunch of keys that were broken that worked, you know, because they were just snapped off. But then there was a bunch of other keys that were not visually broken, but that were dead keys. So that had to get fixed like right before. So maybe the guy you're talking about was the one that did that, because I remember it was in the shop, and then like I didn't have a keyboard for practice because it was getting like fixed.
That sounds like you needed a whole new keyboard.
Well, that's what happened after. Yeah. I mean, it didn't matter though, because like, you know, it got set up, and then all the shit just fell off the top of the stage, and it was one of those taller stages too, you know. So I had the whole rig just, I didn't know what to do. I kind of stood there.
Oops.
It's like
It's funny because like his memory is like I didn't know what to do, and then like music's in my head were like, holy shit, like watch it fall right off the fucking stage too. And that was a, you know, man, that one hurt too. I was like, oh, that's gonna be painful.
That was it. It was an XP50.
Was it? Because I remember we had the XP50
in the chat.
Well, yeah. There you go.
Nobody got any footage of that?
Maybe. I mean, someone probably did. I think it was with mindless self-indulgence.
That like the only footage that would have happened then would have been from like a fucking Motorola Razor.
Yeah.
Something, you know what I mean?
Razors up.
Like, go ahead, try to get footage. Dare you?
So, has anyone been to the new Orpheum? Not the one in Ybor City, but the one we're playing at, because the one in Ybor moved to North Tampa. The answer is no.
Yeah, I've never been there.
I know. I only went there once just to check it out, and I was like, "Hey, man, can we do like a foam party here? You know, you got an outdoor venue," and they're like, "No." That's why we're doing that in Orlando. But we're gonna have a good time out there, and we'll show them that hey, it's not what you expect. Totally is. But so, anyways, the Orpheum though, what's cool is like, now it's got like two different vibes, and sound system permitting, then we would be able to create a first vibe in the room because there's an indoor and outdoor, and so the indoor is like anyone who's been, I'm not gonna say like. I think it's almost like the brass mug size, maybe a little smaller on the inside, but it's like a cool vibe, big ass bar, so you can get your drinks pretty fucking easy. And then you go outside, and it's not like Janus. It's not the size of Janus, like where the crowd would be part. It's not as big, but it's pretty fucking big. So it's like the size of the Orpheum from Ybor, and that's just outside, and then an extra club for the inside. So the idea is to have Davey Partain, who's like, of all the dudes I know around here, he's like one of the most like into
Aeon Rings.
What was that?
What?
I was just saying Aeon Rings.
Oh, Aeon. Davey also from Aeon Rings.
In the chat right now, also knew it was XP50.
That's true. He would. Yeah, like he's a dope dude, man. He's been around a long fucking time, and he's got like that good hand on the pulse of like the industrial vibes and stuff. And it was like it'd be cool to have like a castle night at our show in the inside part. And there's nobody I thought that could really pull that off better than Davey. And if any of that fails, then we'll just bring him out on the other stage with us, and we'll make that shit work, and we'll include him throughout. Then at that point, so either way, he's in because it's just like he's just gonna help create a cool vibe, and that's all we're trying to do. That's why we wanted to have Cypher Machine on, because those are friends. So it's like Cultist Black friends. So it's like a show of friends playing together again, just like we did last time, and that was fucking fun as shit.
And we'll have a separate club to hang out in before doing the show.
Now, what's different about this?
Two clubs in one.
But Ian, what's different about this show than the last time, besides Dro changing set times and joining us? Is it lasers? It's something about lasers, which is ironic because I think of Dro when I think of lasers. Like he's the guy that has like a laser gun.
I love lasers.
I like lasers. So why don't you talk about this how this laser light show thing being added to our show itself happened and what people can expect.
It's gonna burn out everybody's retinas.
No,
sure,
I'll take this one because
everybody will be blind, but it enhances their listening, experience.
Yeah,
I don't know a lot about the lasers.
Okay.
I don't know if Cody's in the chat.
We're gonna try to bring him in here so we can tell people, hey man, this is the amount of lumens per laser that you can expect.
You're gonna release a bunch of cats in there. So play with the lasers during the show.
I'm thinking.
So all right.
So we have to say something, but I'm thinking it's two 5s and a 3. I don't know. But I did have a link for his Instagram that I sent over to Dro. And I don't know if you can put it up there, but it's called Laser Fox. I think he sent me some pictures from like a party at Ginny Springs that he just did, which looked pretty cool. And I think they were doing some stuff at the Wani Festival. I don't know if it was this year, last year. I don't live in Florida anymore, so I don't know. But the shit looks cool, and I feel like it's definitely a laser bomb, as people have said just now.
Laser bomb.
Yeah, I feel like it's a laser bomb and a rip your head off
Well,
kind of lasers. So
But like
yeah, those
back
would be,
when we were
everyone's in the chat now.
remember that
I just
dude
shot him
also
a follow.
he did a thing on NFG before when the song was coming out where he did
Right.
like live show. So Ian and I have seen this video of what it will look like, and it's cool as fuck. So if you had that on top of what we're already doing, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that's true. We were thinking about doing a lyric video a while back for NFG. And then he sent over like some custom like laser shit like tracked out to the song. And I think like I want to say like I'm pretty sure he like had like the Fly logo like popping around and stuff like as part of it. It was pretty cool.
I mean, it's gonna be a hell of a show. I mean, you guys already have a great, stage presence when you guys play. To add lasers or just enhance it in any other way, it's just gonna be fucking amazing.
We have never, ever had lasers.
Well, I know you. I didn't say you
Like this.
have.
Ever.
That's what
So
I'm saying. It's going to be a great enhancement to your already great shows.
and I was thinking about it too, like I like I was talking to somebody else about this, and they're like, is this, is it basically like, gonna be the blow your head off type of lasers? And I was like, I feel like, yeah, but then I was like, I don't know who I feel more scared for, like me or the audience. So we'll see. But hey, we haven't done it, so it'll be fun.
This next conversation is brought to you by Chex Mix. Cheddar is better.
I'm a bold man.
Man, that's just fucking
Give me that bold mix.
Who eats?
I don't want
who
that
eats
cheddar,
cheddar
dog.
Chex
Look,
Mix?
man, this shit is now more cheesy flavor. It even fucking says it on the back of it. And if it says it, it's gotta be true.
It's like those explosive
I was just
goldfish.
sitting there and I was like, oh, is that a bag of Chex Mix? I'm like, oh yeah.
Somebody said, are we still going to use the grinders?
Well, yeah.
We've been told that we're not allowed to do it.
Wait,
So
what?
obviously we're going to do it.
I mean, yeah. That'd be last. So if we were told we couldn't do it, but it was a show worth playing, then we'd probably be like, yeah, we won't do it. And if it's like a scenario where we want to be back again, we probably won't. But if it's like a fuck it after this, like, yeah, man, pulling grinders that last song, so let's melt this place down.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like that would happen a lot too, where like somehow, like if somebody did see it beforehand and they'd say something and they'd say no, and then we'd be like, okay, and then we just do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think
And it
George
was
has lasers.
It was fine every time. It didn't matter.
All right.
I did nothing.
I saw a green laser. I seen it. I seen it.
Well,
Oh. So yeah, trying to send this thing and it wouldn't let me send it.
I think like the ultimate vision for the band would be something like Slipknot, where we pick up a few extra members, but they all only play power tools. The extra, the additional people. We pick up, maybe three.
You just pick up the girls from that
members.
Benny Benassi video where they're all just like,
Oh yeah, the jackhammer.
with some crossbreed bikinis.
Yeah.
I mean,
What about the ones
bikinis
from
It's
the
Florida.
Hunting
It's
Party?
Florida. I mean,
Well,
From
fly
Apex
landing
Twin.
on a strip, you know what I mean? Is it too racy to say it? You know, I'm trying to like be like, you know, semi-correct. But yeah, that'd be nice. We get some like fucking, you know, nut hammocks for the old boys.
just make sure it's the eyes of a fly.
Mm.
Right. There we go. I'm trying to share something and it kept fucking up. It'll probably use your hair though.
I mean, you didn't share us any of those Chex Mix, man. You just over there, power like
Fucking
munching
something
through 'em.
away.
You don't
Yeah,
want
you're like,
that.
man, you guys want some? You know,
You don't want
You
that
got-
cheddar.
you-
Nobody
I
wants that
don't.
cheddar.
Well, it's like you don't, but then when you see somebody having it, you're like, oh, I guess I could have a couple. You know,
That's true. You
Mhm.
know what else is kind of like that for me is like Cheez-Its or even
Yeah.
like goldfish. Like, you know, I got a toddler. She's got goldfish and they're Cheez-Its, you know, but either way, like it's the type of thing where you're like, you're never like, you don't like go out of your way. But like once you eat a couple of them, then you're like, oh shit, like I need a couple more handfuls of these. Like,
Ian, are you stiff arming the child? You're like stiff arm and like, give me your teeth. It's like,
no, because we buy those we buy those it looks like a school milk carton, but like 20 times the size. If you know, you know, I guess, but they're it's a massive.
this stream is sponsored by Pepperidge Farms.
Dude,
All right, we got somebody coming in.
yeah, we do. Oh, Shazam!
Can't hear you.
Is it LA? Talk, my man. Can't hear you. Turn your microphone on. Yeah, that's gonna change the audio. If you can hear us, yeah, your mic's off. You just have to turn it on.
Hold on, let me fix my audio real quick.
It's the farthest to the left on your bottom of your screen. Right under the bottom. So yeah. For now, while he's audibly, oh yeah, there's a power button.
Oh shit,
Microphone.
we're about to get a whole
No, keep going, bro.
Ian, meet me on the dark side.
So LA from
Oh,
Cypher.
whoa.
How are you doing today?
Figures.
Oh man, I'm so glad to be on here with Crossbreed. These guys are my dudes. Oh my god. This is a great moment. Fuck yeah. Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
All right, there's a series of 3 dots. You're gonna go to the series of 3 dots. And you're gonna click settings. You get to
and
settings. You're gonna click
on.
audio.
Side quest.
With audio, you're gonna change your microphone. 3 dots, settings, audio, microphone.
You look good though. You're looking real good, man.
His shirt looks comfortable.
Just
I like the
tell me, man,
design.
what have you been up to, LA?
MacBook microphone. You still?
Oh, there we go.
Whoa!
There we go.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Oh man, I was about to interview you and just like mouth all your responses and tell me how awesome I am.
I had GarageBand. Maybe GarageBand was fucking me up, bro. Hey, good to see you guys, man.
What's up, man? This is LA from Cypher Machine.
So,
Tell us about yourself, man. Tell us about your band.
Cypher Machine. Hey, who are we on with? I'm on with you.
Man, we're on with millions of viewers, man, worldwide. We're global, baby. Let's go.
Yeah,
Don't
we
forget
got a
to
group
hit
of
that like and
420 people.
You know,
and subscribe. Go ahead.
No one else allowed.
about our band.
Like
You
Joe
know-
Rogan's here, and we're like right below him, man. You know, but you can't top the king. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, no, we just throw down, man. It's a collective of guys that have kind of known one another off and on over the years, being in prior bands, blah, blah, blah. But we've always kind of known one another, you know what I mean? We always kind of dug one another as bros. And so we kind of put it together and started throwing down. And for like sound and influence or what we wanted to sound like or what have you. It was more just since we're kind of an eclectic group, like it's 5 guys that all have their own personal musical taste. We just let it mutate into whatever, you know, like we dug. You know what I mean? So like when we're in their jam, we're like, oh man, that sounds badass. So we just roll with it. So overall, our sound is just what we dig, what we like to throw down on. And you know, people started digging it. So it was killer. It was like a win-win. So yeah, we've been around for a minute just doing our thing, you know, just throwing down. We just like to play, man, like to get down.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. When Crossbreed was first coming back and stuff, you guys were some of the inspiration for me was like when you get a little older, like it's kind of hard to have a reason to hang out with your friend when you're adults, where it's like, hey man, I want to like let's hang out, you know? It's a little weird. So like you need a band because then the wives are kind of cool with it. It's like, oh, okay, it's band time. But if it was like, hey man, I'm just gonna go hang out with so and so without you, it's like, well, I want to go with you. It's like, so this is like, you know, a thing, you know.
I gotta tell you too, Reeds, I'll be honest with you, man. So we were like a couple years into it, and when I heard me and you would, you know, bang off one another once in a while, just shooting the shit. But when then I heard that you were firing the shit, you know, you're about to hit it with your boys again, I was like, fucking A. Oh, am I allowed to say that, bro? We on FCC.
Family. Bro.
Yeah, I was like, fucking A, dude. That was, it fired me up. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
Hey, man, can I ask you a question?
Our new single is called No Fucks Given, by the way.
Have I heard that?
It's called No Fucks Given.
Oh, I was gonna say, they're asking me if I heard that. Yeah, I heard that shit. I watched the video. Shit's raw, bro.
Can I say?
Oh, well, yeah, no fucks
Sorry.
given. By the way, that shit hits, bro. That shit was knocking. That video's rad as fuck, dude.
It was fun to go like throw makeup on and try to look, you know, cool. And, you know, mission accomplished.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You guys put in work. You're doing your thing, man.
It was cool, man, to do that and go through that process. And it's fun because like right afterwards, it was like, all right, we did that. Now it's like, let's like do more creative, like type. Not that that one wasn't creative, but it was like, let's kind of do more interesting things for videos like that we find more interesting. And what we found that was the most interesting was not having instruments and not, you know, jamming out. Instead, like, let's make like a movie or something.
Right on, right on. You know, it's funny you see that too, because like one of our, it may have been our second video or what have you, but that was right about the time I was like, you know what, even though the guy's gonna be, I'm like, you know, fuck that. I'm not gonna have a mic. You know, I'm just gonna go without the mic. So our videos after the first one, it's kind of what you're saying. I dropped the mic. So I was like, wait, I don't need to be having a mic in front of my fucking face, man. So I just rock with that. The other brothers at Cypher Machine, they're like, nah, man, my instruments kind of gives me my security blanket and videos. So I'm not out there butt naked.
You know, and it's funny because you said, you know, that it is true that guitar players and stuff that, you know, bass players, they can use that to kind of hide themselves.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna put on some extra pounds, man. No big deal, man. I'm a fucking
Exactly. Hey, that's my thing, man. Let your balls hang out.
No one likes a fat singer, so like, what do we got? We got to starve ourselves, you know? That's bullshit. You know?
Basically, an exercise.
Our old manager used to say that to me all the time. He'd see like the old MySpace days and be like, you know, oh, I saw some pictures of you guys on MySpace. Like, oh yeah, cool. He's like, yeah, look like Crossbreed's, you know, doing well. You guys eating well these days? And I'm like,
God, bro, you better not. If I ever see you,
he's like, you know, no one likes a fat singer, man. Onward and upward, quick.
Bro, if I ever see you reach, come out there and you got some stuff starting to push out of that shirt, I'm gonna let you know quick, dude. What the fuck you doing, man?
Man, there ain't no way to really like hold or retain weight when you practice like every other fucking day, man.
Yeah.
I'm already feeling that shit, man. My stomach was like hurt after that.
That's what makes it so you can get high and eat an entire bag of cheddar Chex Mix.
That's true.
Family size.
I burned
the whole family
today. I did my exercise. I did brand practice. You know, I went in there, worked on the brand.
That's like we one of the tours we did, it was with God. Oh, Digits Christ Super Jump, right? So we went to Carolinas, Tennessee. It was like 4 or 5 dates all around, blah, blah. But when in the morning time, people started waking up and shit. And a couple of nights we slept on the bus, right? But when everybody started waking up, you could hear it all throughout the bus, right? You just hear all this like, fuck, everybody waking up all sore, backs hurt, knees hurt, the whole shit, dude. But hey, that's what it's all about.
That's why you gotta bring like a fucking heating blanket and just lay on it, man, and use it as a heating pad.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know, but I just made that shit up.
I fucking roll with it, man. I just roll and get up. Yeah, some of that shit hurts if I get banged up, but I just like, you know what I mean? Just kind of stretch it out and get ready to go for that night.
I mean, I'm still built like a 21-year-old, so it's kind of easy to just get up and get all physical because I haven't even aged at all.
Yeah, you have kept yourself in good ass shape, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
And I showed, dude. You know what? I wasn't aging at all. So I tried to do it, and I'm like, you know what? What's the most like obscene thing that I could do where it's like I'm looking older, but I'm not. So I ripped out hair follicles, and I just kept ripping them out. And so I was like, I'm starting to look a little older. And I just kept going until I was like, man, that shit's just like, it's just gone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's too hard.
Face. Dude, the face is 21, man. I got to cover it up with this shit, dude.
It just wasn't satisfying. You had to, one by one, you pluck them out.
That's like some, that's some
like,
shit.
all right, now I feel like I look my age.
That's right out of the G.G. Allen playbook right there. All that, dude.
I mean, you just got to, like, once you're follically challenged, you just have to accept it, or else you look sad,
That's the thing, too, man. It's like seeing you hanging out and shit. I'm like, how the hell is this some bitch standing like, I know he ain't going to the gym, you know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, sorry, I stay exercising because I'm like, fuck, Reeks is out there banging around. He ain't even putting on weight or no shit, dude.
He eats babies.
That's true. I take their like stem cells and stuff. I inject it in my body, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so young.
Who unboxed cigar? Who are
coming up in the new video?
Who are these brothers?
Oh, that's true.
I know James from back 2000s first show.
Oh, no shit, right on, man.
Like, yeah, he knew me back
and I made it
looked like that. You know what I mean? Arthur made this shit for like
oh, no shit, right on.
15 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
I'm still waiting for
been a while.
Yeah, I got mine too.
I needed mine with no hair. So, yeah.
Damn. You guys got your holes, man. Fucking hey.
Yo, I still have mine too. You want me to go grab it?
He's talented too.
Same
it's
person.
blacklight reactive
the
and it glows in the
person who made
dark.
it, right?
There's a lot of detail in this thing.
Or no?
Yeah, that's badass.
No,
Can't
mine's
see it
different.
here, but it's cool.
Yeah, it was just sort of
That's
like
so
from
funny.
just
Let me show you.
from hanging out with them and just like I love their stage presence. And it's like for me as a fan, it's like when I go to shows, like I want to hear you sound good live, not just sound good on an album.
Damn.
And so when I saw Crossbreed, I'm like, damn. I was like, I was not expecting them to sound even slightly better than their albums live. Dro's got a little.
The trick is to make sure you record it and then you turn it down.
On the bass.
That looks badass, bro.
Oh man, surfing on his face. No shit.
Did you make that one too?
No,
someone
I didn't.
else made this.
No, man. If that's a chick,
Fucking out there biting your style, man.
Perfect. You can make toys together.
But
That's bullshit.
You hit
But
it
that
right
was
on the head. You hit it right on the head, brother. When you
It does
said,
look cool.
live, when you come to see somebody hit live, you know what I mean? You want to see how they hit live. Do they sound like a CD? So, and I'm so glad you said that because me personally, that's what it's all about, bro. If you cannot represent your shit live the way it sounds on CD, nah, bro. I ain't with it, dude. You know what I'm saying? So that's an excellent point.
I mean, it's about energy. The whole thing is like when you're live, man, you got to create a certain vibe and energy that people come there to enjoy.
Exactly.
If you're just getting up there playing and shit, it's like, man, just stay the fuck home.
Exactly. Correct.
That's what would happen with Crossbreed, and we just not play shows anymore. That would just be sad.
And see, and that was another thing too, is like you're talking about energy. I think like I even hit you up over MySpace. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna go to your show. Is it cool if I, meet you guys or whatever? And he responded. He was cool as shit. When you meet him, it's just like the energy is there. And it's like you don't get that from a lot of bands. Like some guys don't even want to interact with fans, to be honest. They'll be after the show drinking a beer or something. You walk up to them, they're just like, what the fuck are you doing? And messing with me, or even like interrupting me drinking a beer, talking to some chick. Like that type of energy is, important. At least
Our old
for the fan,
Our old manager, Bill Coyne, he at first when he started representing us in the beginning, he used to get pissed that we would talk to people. Like he was like, you're supposed to like keep it a mystery, keep but then he started to see, that's the interaction. That was part of the lure with us, was that we were like approachable and that we were like not hiding. We were just going to hang out. And to us, it was always like, come hang out with us. We will get up and put on a show. But at the same time, it's like, we're all, ain't nothing special about us, but once we get painted now, I mean, it's
definitely part of your secret sauce. Yeah, it's definitely part of your secret sauce, especially James, you kind of being an ambassador to that, the way you carry yourself on social media. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, you'll have me cracking up.
He's a troll.
You'll have me cracking up.
He's the biggest troll ever.
Sauce. That's part of your secret sauce, bro, to be honest with you.
No, Ian is equally, he's at times, depending on how much time he has, is even like way more trolly than I, but it's like we had both the equal mind. Like if I see what he's doing, I know exactly why he did it. And it's like, sometimes I'll click on and it'll be like, oh, Crossbreed did this. I'm like, oh, well, then Ian must have did something. And I'll look and I'll just start laugh. And I'm like, oh, that's a good one, And some people take it serious and we don't really care at all. We're just joking.
Every time I see one pop up on my feed, I'm like, what did one of these assholes write? I'm like, there's gonna be some silly ass shit on here. I know it.
It's like the Wendy's approach. You're just, you're having fun. You're like trolling, but with
oh
flair.
yeah, Wendy's does.
Wendy's is fucking awesome at that shit.
Hey, I also want to ask you guys, because you guys got an army of motherfuckers up there. Has anybody busted their ass yet? Live?
Yeah, last show ended up pretty bad for a few of us. One way more than the others. Whoever's wearing their own shirt.
I went home in a wheelchair. I had to be carted through the airport by I don't know what they call them, but one of those people that has to cart people through the airport wheelchair. And I had to get the full service in there, and they had to bring me to my plane and everything. Yeah, I ended up spraining both my ankles. And
jump, or you just like went off the stage, or what?
Yeah. Yep.
Man.
Yep.
You know what?
It was right at the end anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, I sprained both my ankles. And at the time it was sort of all right, but then the next day I couldn't walk. And
how the hell do you sprain both ankles?
You know what?
It's a teeter-totter. I bounced from one to the other. It was like that
is a question that maybe should be answered tomorrow night's feed, where I can actually do some pre-roll of the actual moment where Ian fell from multiple angles, and we can finally get to the bottom of why Jacob Sin is trying to hurt people on our stage.
And why is Jacob Sin going around trying to tell people that he got tackled by a ghost?
He did. Dude, it was the craziest shit. I was like, during our last song, I was about to fucking fall right off the fucking rail. And like all of a sudden, I got myself and I'm like, I'm not going to fall. And as I'm rising up and lyrically, standing high, falling down, like as I'm standing high and I say falling down, I look over and I see Jacob Sin look like a ghost tackled him. And I was like, what the fuck was that? I couldn't wait to ask him after the show, like, what happened? Like, how did you go from upright to like on your ass in like half a second? Like, I can't even like I haven't even seen wrestlers do that, you know?
It's so funny.
So then, as I got backstage, I see Ian with his feet up and he's got ice all over. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, because Ian was kind of behind me, so I didn't even see it until after, you know, which I couldn't wait to get home and see. You know, I watched all the video clips.
On video.
Yeah, I never put it out because it was
Man.
I mean, we needed to save it for a rainy day. But yeah.
And
After the instant replay is so I think what we should do is we should probably start a poll. Do we think that Ian took Jacobson out, or did Jacobson take Ian out and injured our guy? You know, Jacob's my boy, but you know what I'm saying?
I know where I stand on this.
We can
Very clear.
reveal the truth tomorrow night.
And I had my story, and then James was like, "Well, let's review the footage from multiple angles." And then we looked at it.
Go to the booth.
I heard
But I also have a picture of my gross ass swollen ankles, with both of them fucked up, and we could include that too.
That's true. Yeah, because I went up there to Detroit and I was at his house and I'm like, all right, so you told me what you think happened. Now let me show you what really happened. Then I'm like, for the record, I have every angle, so we're good.
Hey, I went home in a wheelchair.
That's true.
I had to use crutches for a month,
You know,
and I'm not exaggerating.
If
That's
people
metal.
want to know how hard we throw down at our fucking shows, Ian left the last show in a wheelchair.
Wheelchair. That's heavy metal, bro.
Yeah,
There we
dude.
go.
It sucked because I had to push him and my foot was fucking jacked because I fucked my foot up, but didn't suck nearly as bad as his ankles.
Yep.
So I just said,
Yeah,
suck it up,
he fucked his ankle up too. And I was
Yeah.
like, I think I fucked up both of my ankles.
So
Like, I felt like a pea after I saw his ankles. I'm like, all right, I'll just suck it up, man. Like I got another foot. I can walk on that one still.
And then there was that fucking ghost that tackled Jacob.
hey, you guys got a poltergeist rolling with you, man.
I think
That's
they
true.
do, because I broke my hand like what,
You know
2
what?
weeks before going to do the
That's
video
true.
shoot.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe it was Corey Floyd. Maybe he came that night and he tackled Jacob.
We're playing this one time.
That was his night too. So
That could have been it.
that
we're playing with
was it Ian? Was it Corey or was it Jacobson? Find out tomorrow.
we were playing with Head PE in Ybor City. I forget what venue it was at.
It was Masquerade, probably.
We were playing with Head, right? So, and we were on right before Head, and crowd was lather up, right? Because our sounds like a. Because when you were asking me earlier, James, tell you about a band, we're like a. I don't even know what genre we'd be in. Industrial, I guess, what they throw us in. But so we're hitting it hard. Crowd is lathered up. They're getting after it, you know. And so I'm looking down, and I'm like, God. And you know, like you were saying earlier, it's about energy. You know what I mean? The band's kicking out the energy. They love what they're doing. The crowd picks it up. They start getting jacked up, and then the band members they start feeding off of the energy coming that way. So then it's like a hurricane of just fucking awesomeness. So that was going on, right? So I'm looking down in there, and I got the wireless, so I'm hitting the vocals, whatever, and I'm looking down, and I'm like, God, they are so jacked up, you know, and the looks in their eyes are all big, and they're like, rah. So I'm like, you know what, I'm fucking going in, I'm going in. So we're playing one of our songs, one of our hitting songs, Flick the Switch. So it's like right towards the end, right? So, and that's what really fires people up. So I decided to run and jump off the stage, right? Because they're like, the mosh, when they're moshing, that shit looks like it reminded me of like a dryer, like the old school dryers are looking down. It's going like that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going in that shit. So I jump, right? Bro, I didn't even hit the ground. Like my feet, they didn't even touch the ground. Right when I went in, and as soon as I hit it, and I was like, oh, that was a mistake. As soon as I went in, bro, it was just like, it was the only thing I've ever felt like that was when I used to surf in San Clemente up in SoCal, California. And like if you wipe out the like the turbulence and shit underneath the
You
wave,
get caught in the undertow.
you get banged up. You don't know which end is up, right? So I go into that joint and it was just bam, bam, bam. And I'm just like, oh my fuck. So I'm still trying to hit my vocals and everything. My feet get on the ground. I'm getting it together. And I'm like, I get the fuck out of here, man. This is not meant for me, right? Just as I'm turning to get out, all I remember is I thought somebody took a picture because a flash went off, like right by the right side of my head. It was just like a big white flash. But what it was is I got caught with like a elbow or some shit, dude. I was like on the deck. Boom, I'm out, dude. They're trying to scrape me up and they're pushing me back on the stage and I'm crawling back. And as I'm crawling on the stage, getting up, I'm seeing Keith, our guitar player. He's laughing his ass off, dude. The guys are just laughing. And I remember getting up there and I'm like, never again will I do no shit like that, dude. First, one and only time. That was it for me.
Did you finish the set?
Yeah. Oh, because like your boy, like Ian, it was like the last song.
Oh, dude, Ian was like the last 20 seconds of an hour set.
Last song, bro. I was, dude, won't do that again. I'll leave that to hardcore, man.
Yeah, but it's nice thing about with like the energy of pits too. Like if you go down, a lot of the people that are in the pit, they're not there to try to really hurt you. They'll like want to scoop you up if they see somebody go down. They just want to be in there to keep the energy going, you know?
Yeah, they snatched me up so quick. I'm still seeing like dots and shit. I'm like, hold on, let me get my feet together too. But yeah, won't do that anymore, man.
You know, I'm thinking about, you know, something now, and I don't know how many people kind of follow like current event music news, right? But so there's this band Royal Blood, like a kind of a British hard rock band, and they were like in all the music news and shit today, like the last week or whenever it happened at some festival. And like now they're catching a bunch of heat because, you know, they were playing some festival and like they didn't like the reaction from the crowd. So then the dude, you know, basically started talking shit to the crowd, like through the whole set, like telling them, you know, like, this is rock and roll. Like maybe you've heard of it. And like, you know, so like trying to like tell people to get a reaction and shit. And then like,
get a reaction
like
for
pointing
that.
to people like on the side of the stage and being like, "Oh, are you clapping? Is he clapping? Is anybody clapping?" Like it was just like a shit show, right? So like now they've been in the news, you know, basically for like how not to act at a festival. And then I think it ended by, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it ended by him basically like telling people to applaud at the end of the set and then flipping everybody off and then they left. But I was just thinking about this though in what you said about jumping into the pit and stuff, because like that was always my like go-to situation when I felt that like when I felt like there wasn't that energy there. Like I would wait till there was like that break in the song and I go flying off that motherfucker in the pit. There was no pit, you know, and I'd be like swinging people around and shit, you know, to get it fired up and everything, you know, and then make my way back up there or whatever. But you know, I feel like if he'd have had enough to get out there and do something,
jumped his ass in there.
He wouldn't have had to fucking, you know, be a dick about it. Like that's his fucking job. Like if people like, you know, what are you gonna do about it? Like it's not, you know, how you gonna talk shit to people and then expect a reaction still? You might as well have just stopped right then and been like, all right, we're done.
I'm so glad you say that, Ian. From that perspective, I'll tell you why, man. Like there'll be times, you know, sometimes when bands, you know, might be thinking like, man, there's no, the scene here is this, or the scene here is that, the scene, you know, it's not as strong, it should be weaker, this, that. And my contention has always been, I just don't really say a lot. I kind of keep to myself, but it's not up to the people. You know what I mean? It's not up to the patrons to make a scene. It's up to creativity, artists, to bring something to the table. You bring something in the way you write or the way you perform or what have you. You will draw people out. It's not up to the people just to come out, but you got to give them a reason. You know what I mean? You got to want them motivated to come out and and want to see, like, wow. So don't be sitting back wondering and waiting where the scene is. It's not a scene. It's like you gotta step your game up, whether it be through your creativity, how you write or how you perform. But you gotta bring something that gets people off, man.
Yeah, James said he was doing next show no pants.
That's true.
I dare you, bro.
That's right. I want to scare everyone.
Straight boxers, man.
Yeah, I mean, or the official Crossbreed foam party, heavy metal foam party shorts.
Yeah, I'm come check that out, man. That's in Orlando, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's after the night. That's the night after we play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm
because
gonna
have like if we did the same lineups in Tampa and Orlando, it's kind of like doesn't make sense. So it's kind of
that wouldn't be good.
No, so this one's like
That's a smart move on your guys' part.
this one's more of the the laser light show heavy bass, and then the foam party, have a splash of everything.
Yeah, I want to come check that out.
there's really
Splash.
no telling how that could go down. It could be a complete shit show.
Yeah, that could turn into like
We'll find out.
But history,
We'll find out on June
18th.
18th.
June
Yep.
18th.
Mhm.
Yep.
History
We'll find
will be made on June 18th. The first ever.
Will it be
NFL
the
party.
best show ever, or will it be the worst show ever, making it the
No.
best show ever?
No, there's been
Either
some
way,
crazy
it's
shows
the
out
best
there,
show ever.
I'm just going to see how many people are going to be busting their ass in the phone, bro.
Yeah, to be fair though, people bust their ass at shows anyway. So
True.
People spilling beers and drinks and shit on the ground.
and
Hey,
then
it's like
there's
it's gonna be like, is it gonna like be with black lights so the foam's gonna kind of like glowing or shit, or is it just it's gonna be with, yeah.
so the whole it's gonna be green glow foam.
Okay, right on, man.
It's gonna be pretty insane.
Yeah, I want to come. I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna bounce up and check that for sure, man.
I mean, I don't want to brag, but I've heard people are saying that this is gonna be the biggest event of like the decade, probably.
So let me get this right. You were saying something earlier about they were complaining about the grinders. This is not the foam party show, right?
No. Just like
no,
in the
no one's complaining about the
In
grinders.
general,
So,
you mean? Because I was gonna say, because the foam will help put out any problems with the grinders, so it's a win-win.
there's no problem with the grinder.
yeah,
'cause
I mean, at this point, we're not gonna play at a place that's like, no, sorry guys, you can't have your grinder. Be like, well, fine, we'll push them up.
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
first of all, they're cold spark, so
They're cold metal.
you
Cold
can't.
metal.
It's cold metal. Cold metal. But no, like we would be like people would say some shit and take a paper towel, and like hold it over for like an extended period of time, and then be like, like it's not gonna catch anything on fire.
Yeah, no
Unless
shit.
it's like some dusty ass old place with some type of moldy ceiling with insulation hanging down 10 feet from, I don't know. It would have to be
Foam is
some type of
flammable.
extreme
I'm just trying to say,
situation.
the foam might be the reason to be at every show forever, because it's just a
Right.
good way to solve any safety problems.
Right. Well, hey, I mean, if we can go back to doing the breathing fire stuff.
Who used to do that?
Oh yeah,
Who did
that was a thing.
Somebody did that.
No.
I didn't see
Yeah.
that. Really?
But, yeah, and exactly. Well, they got it in chat already. Great White. That's what happened.
Yep, that's
Great
what
White
happened.
happened, and then we had to stop doing it.
Yeah, everybody kind of freaked out. But who's blowing fire, man?
Izzo was doing it.
Remember, Izzo was doing the lamp oil.
I don't. Oh my.
That's
God.
how he used to hit so far and so high.
That's
with lamp oil.
right. That's going back. That's right, dude.
Then when Great White burned the crowd up,
Didn't he catch your guys' stuff on fire once too?
maybe,
A little bit.
maybe.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It was
Just
just
a
the
side
tip.
of the stage, but we put it out.
It was just the tip.
See?
Hey,
And
But
then
after that, then the fire marshal starts showing up every show,
Right.
just fucking taking me down,
Fuck,
taking
that
me
sucks.
for a ride. It sucks.
yep.
I tell you what we did used to do back in those days when Izzo still looked like shows at State. This is when it was hot as fire, and everybody was kind of close. Us, Crossbreed, Pudding Hogs. There's like Half Dreadnought. There was just so many bands just hitting every direction. But the thing is, at State, somebody would fuck with somebody every time. Like, you know, bands between bands. So somebody like you had to watch other band members from other bands because they'd unplug your shit, bro. I swear to God, like that in the middle of the set.
Dude,
Someone did that to
dude,
me, sabotage at Culture
Yeah,
in South
but they
Florida.
unplug your shit. This one time, I think it was somebody from Pudding Hogs, man. They loosened the XLR on my mic. This before I had wireless, and I jumped down to hit, you know, and the whole shit is like boom, fell out. I'm like, you motherfucker! And they're looking at stage slap. Yeah, but back then, we would all sabotage one another just to fuck with one another.
I know who did mine, and they kicked in the back of my bass guitar cab. So right before we went on, because we were headlining that night, right before we went on, the nothing worked on the back, and then I saw the whole connector was like kicked in, and someone else told me later they saw who was back there, and I was just so pissed because it's somebody who I never would have thought would have done it.
Oh, like they did that to fuck you over.
Oh yeah.
Oh
definitely.
yeah, that's gnarly. That's gnarly. We did it all in fun and
like we did
No, they
fun.
did it.
Like,
They did it to
Yeah.
be pissed. Not
Like,
like
so-
just messing with knobs. Like they kicked the shit in.
like your boy Shelby. His first show with, I think it was a Strychnine.
I remember
His,
that.
his first show, Izzo and I, right when they were starting, we took all the set lists off the stage. And we're like, "Welcome to Tampa, bitch." He was so nervous too. And we're like, "So, all right, yeah, get up there and get it." And we're like, "Yeah, man, let's go steal the." So we like literally right before they start, we went and grabbed all the set lists off the stage. So he was like, "You motherfuckers!" And we're like,
And Shelby's the one too. He'd get riled up quick, like motherfucker.
he was good too, man. Yeah, man. We had to fuck with him, man. He was
That's-
to the circle.
Dude, I cherish those times, man. Even when stuff went bad, you had to, you know, keep your cool and plug your shit back in. But
Like,
that's
think
what it was
quick.
all about. Yeah, exactly. Keep
Yeah,
your game
dude.
on.
Back then, dude, the hair was strong. Good old days.
Oh, that shit was rad.
That's what I think. That's my good old days, man. When I had like that. Fucking dreads. Maybe
Yeah.
I should throw all the sides out and the back out and do some dreads on those.
No, you always gotta you just keep it going.
You know
Yes.
what nobody has ever done, and I
What?
feel like this could be totally a unique and groundbreaking thing. Do them here. Do 'em
Dress
right
off the
there.
ugh.
Twist
You
them
know,
in.
it'd be like a Spartan. And it was be like the
No,
old-
but like a full, you know,
Oh, multiples.
like the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean. Davy
like
Jones.
like a Cthulhu look.
Right.
rocking that Attila the Hun, boy.
With the dreads.
What's after the Orlando show? Do you guys don't have anything planned out yet?
We're gonna just get busy being awesome and
Yeah, any videos working?
Yeah, we'll get back to finishing what we were started. That life got in the way, and now we're back. So
Rumor
by the way-
has it we may end up at Universal Studios.
God damn.
yeah. So if any fans out there have all the hookups with Universal Studios and want to hang out with us, let us get some tickets.
Hint, hint. Hey,
What?
the X, bro. It's fire, dude.
Oh, you think I should switch it to a no now?
Nope. Shit is
You know,
fire. Shit is fire. First time
You know-
I seen it, I'm like, damn, Reeds is fucking that motherfucker.
what's funny,
Let me tell you something. That X, right? When I seen it, I'm like, this motherfucker is constantly coming with some shit, bro. He's bringing it.
Dude, you know, and
Love
luckily,
in the day.
Squid Game, they had all those shapes, but they didn't have the X.
Yeah, that X. Back in the day, that X hit me like this is back when we were talking about back in the day. You came out one night and your mic cord, this is when you had a mic cord too. That was back in the day. We all had mic cords.
The same color
I'm like,
X.
dude, they come out, right? And it was a bill that they put us on with them. I was in a band called Voodoo Tribe. We loved playing with them because, you know, Crossbreed would pack the fucking state, right? So I'm stoked, this and that. Plus, I knew Reeds and the guys, so it was cool just chill with them. So I'm waiting for them to come out, you know what I mean? He comes out, and I see him grab his mic, right? And I'm like, this motherfucker. It looked like, let me tell you what he had on the cable, on the mic cable. It looked like something out of the Aliens movie. Like, he had like this, it wasn't a mic cord. It was like an umbilical. It looked like some kind of Geiger umbilical thing. And I'm like, what the fuck does he have? And you know, the black light was in it. And I looked at it, and you had like like the plastic sheathing on. Just old people have that cover cords like in your house or whatever.
I made another one.
It was like a white. When I see it, I'm like, what the fuck? And then when after you guys were done, I looked at it. I'm like, what was that? Whatever it was, it literally looked like some kind of weird. And I'm looking, I was like, this cat done used like a conduit damn thing.
Dude, I saw that shit one day and I was like, dude, this shit would be dope over
it was dope as hell, bro.
I bought that shit at Walmart one day and I was like, dope.
That's the thing. That and watching you guys, I'd be back there like they'd be ready to go on. We'd all be hanging out, having fun, drinking or whatever. They'd be getting ready to go in, and you guys were hitting the wool light. And I'm like, no.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Is that how you guys glow? They're like, yeah. I'm like, what happens when you get in your eyes, man? Like, well, fuck it. You just deal with it. Like, God damn.
So that was the original way we glowed, was using wool light. So when we first started, because we didn't like all the neon colors that you get in like shit, and we were trying to come up with something different, and then the wool light thing became the thing. So 3 members, you'd wipe, you know, we put it on or whatever, and after the show, it'd be gone, no big deal. And then the other ones, like their faces would be fucked up. But Nemzix, dude, his face would be redder than his hair by the time we
played. No shit.
Dude, his face would be fucking shredded. And,
I'm glad I missed that part.
Dude, it was so bad. Like his face was like not really having it, man. And when we were shooting that Underline video, our label at the time, Artemis, they actually contacted a special effects company and found some shit for us to use, so we stopped punishing ourselves.
I'm sure you kill yourselves.
Well, one kid at the state, you know, remember like in those days were kind of crazy in the 90s and early 2000s.
Oh yeah.
This dude found out that we were using wool light, so he jumped on the stage with his own bottle and he just started pouring it on himself and pouring it in his mouth and spitting it up.
Ugh.
And then like a month later, I saw him and he was like, I just got out of the hospital, like something like, I don't know if he was in the hospital the whole time. He got chemical burns inside his body and shit. And it was like,
well, it was a free for all back then, man. It was hardcore back then, man. It was a frenzy around this area, too.
It was fun, man. Back then, man, it was dope. But just like you're saying before, is that there wasn't really a scene. We had to kind of create it.
Yeah.
It was just like a big giant friend network that just kind of worked around what was happening. It's kind of like what we're doing now, where it's like, I don't even know if there is a scene. I just kind of ignored it.
Maybe the
South
wool lights
Florida got like that for a bit, where like all the bands started collaborating together to, you know, bring in more of a crowd, and it got really nice for a bit. It was like Darwin's Waiting Room and
Endo, Scrape, Non-Point.
Endo, Non-Point, all those bands. Everybody started working together. It got really cool for a bit, and then all of a sudden, everybody was just like doing their own thing.
Everyone got signed and went their own ways.
Yeah, everybody went their own ways, and a lot of it had to do with the management kind of like pushing everyone apart.
Yeah, I'd say that was a flaw, because like a lot of those bands together really like created huge fucking crowds.
Yeah, that's where we had the most fun playing, like those type of shows.
Like Chili Pepper in Miami, like that shit was cool as fuck, man. That place was like, it's like comfortably, it should only have like say 400 people in there, but they would sell like 650, 700, and cram it into place, and bodies would be flying on the stage, smashing your equipment, and no one gave a fuck because it was just so fucking hardcore. Like every blacklight we had would be smashed to fucking pieces when we left.
By the time you got done.
Yeah, we're like, that was an awesome show.
At least
Izzo
now
was
they
like,
make them better.
all my blacklights are broken, but that was badass.
That's why when you listen, like I've seen, I can't even count how many different interviews from, you know, the big guys, big bands, household name type bands, whether it be, you know, Gojira, Metallica, whoever, just really big bands that are doing it for a living, you know, you're talking multi-money, you know, this, that, and the other. One of the common threads with all the big bands that I've constantly kept hearing the theme was, though they enjoyed the fact that they're doing it for a living now, right? And they, you know, they're reaping the rewards. Almost 95% of them, when they were asked, what was the times you enjoyed most on this journey? Almost every single one of those bands and guys in the bands would revert back to these days. Exactly what we're all discussing right here. They're like, oh, you know, I do enjoy this. I enjoy the rewards, so on and so forth. And I'm telling you, almost every single one of them said the same thing. But where I had my most fun was actually, to be honest, was before this. Was back before we were signed, before we had, you know, the pressures, responsibilities, obligations. It's when we got to kind of do our own thing, whenever we wanted to do it, wherever we wanted to do it. So that's what I always tell the guys, like, you know, even with Cypher Machine, is like, this is the shit that you know, that you really enjoy. Though, you know, us five in our band, we don't do it for a living. You know, it's like 50% we have our jobs, but then the other half of us is this. But to really cherish this, enjoy this, because even the big guys will revert back to this is the stuff that they enjoyed the most in their journey of being artists and being musicians.
See, now, and this is exactly why there's a foam party, because thinking about, you know, what made it enjoyable was just doing fun shit like that, right? So it's like, don't really care about, you know, don't care what other people are doing. Like, don't, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like,
You get to
trying
do
to
what
have
you want.
fun.
Yeah, you're calling your own
Doing
shot, bro.
what we like to do.
Oh,
you know.
Yep. And I'm here to tell you, let's say right now, you guys, you know what I mean? You're, you know, your diamond sales or double platinum sales, blah, blah. I can assure you this. There's a damn good chance you would never get a phone party to happen. Why? Because of the litigations and this, that. No, we cannot.
Yeah.
You would never be able
Whoa.
You would never be able to do
Not
that.
getting any ideas.
So yeah, these are the times to really enjoy that unique space that we're in, that, you know, people do like to come and see us throw down. But you don't have to answer to anybody except yourself. So you get the free reign of doing whatever the hell you want to do.
When you think of a band like Guar, though, didn't they do their own stuff under their own label, and like everything was done on their own, so they didn't have to deal with all that?
That's kind of what made Guar. Yeah.
So even
And
then,
people like going there because it's fun.
yeah, even they had, I guess, you know, did it themselves.
I mean,
probably stay away.
you
You
from
even
do
that
have to
kind of
like
crap.
the music.
They get a lot of
Yeah,
shit
it's gonna be
going
fucking
from
fun.
fans. Like they have fans that help contribute to the bigger pie, you know, as far as the brand Guar, because, you know, like their fans are passionate about it. Like look at Jeff Zarin from Rise to Brutality. Like that dude, like he was doing like t-shirts with them or whatever, skateboards and shit. And they're like, hell yeah, man, designing shit. You know, but Guar is like ICP, like that's like the fucking mecca of like merchandising and fucking. Like,
Yeah, I guess that's another one that's pretty big that
DOTs
does
right there, man. Those guys did it right. Like those,
get things
like,
wet.
like Psychopathic Records. Give us a call. We'll gladly sell merchandise for you guys.
Got to call Disney first.
Yep.
Hey,
We
do you
got a
think-
lot of ideas for Disney and Psychopathic. So either
Like when you were talking about the phone party, it's just something we wanted to do. Where it was like, hey, like this would be a fun time for us that we think other people would enjoy. That's the whole reason why we did it. We're like, I mean, has there ever been one? No. So like, fuck it. We're making history We're making heavy metal history in Orlando, Florida, June 18th. It might be a abortion of a show, but you know what? We're still willing to give it the good old non-college try.
I remember
Give it the community college try.
Yeah, the junior college try, you know?
What about all the retinas
You
we're
try.
frying the other night?
There's going to be a lot of
Laser
danger.
show.
There's going to be a lot of danger involved.
Retinas,
remember
flying
James-
metal, cold metal discs.
We need to invite Jacobson to the foam party, you know, because like we already know which side of the stage is the most dangerous side, and now we're adding even more dangerous elements to it. And remember, tomorrow night we're going to reveal who caused the accidents from the last show.
That's right.
I'll put the clips together. I just need a picture of your ankle.
Someone send me a taser. I'll add it so we can add to the danger. We'll add it right there.
Mhm.
I think. Oh yeah,
That'd be
I
pretty
don't-
dope.
Yeah. You keep that away from me.
We'll put a taser right there.
I
on
don't
the
want
end.
that by my head.
Ian needs some glow in the dark bubble wrap and just wear a giant bubble wrap suit.
remember Jay's
That's
telling
not
me.
like
I do that.
That sounds like some jackass stuff. Which I would totally. I mean, I know it's fucked up, but like I would totally do some stuff with him.
I mean,
That's
it'll
some-
keep everyone away from my
Okay,
base on
probably.
stage, right?
Yeah, somebody call Bam Margera. Let's
Dude, he's like running
let's
away
set something
and
up.
living in the
Maybe
woods
we
or
can
something.
go on the lam together.
Ahmed Smith.
Nothing will
you
go
need to
wrong at a
contact
foam
the
party
boys,
with,
comparison
like-
to some. Oh, actually, that's probably not even a good scenario. But Ahmed, I don't know if you remember him, but man, that's a badass dude. Shout out to Ahmed Smith.
I
Which
remember
one?
James mentioning something about we were talking. I forget where we were at. You're like, dude, we're thinking about doing a foam party. I'm like, what? Bro, what
We're at the
hell?
RV thing. We're at your RV thing.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. I'm like, you what? What the hell? He's like, dude, I'm telling you, man. Check it out.
Well, then there's that.
So, he's like,
Now-
yeah, we told us this is that, and I'm like, Reese, what the hell are you talking about, man? He's like, trust me, bro.
If,
We're gonna have phones.
if you
I'm
think
like,
that's something,
all right, man. And
Yeah.
now here we
we
are.
got this other thing in the pipeline.
Yeah, we have
You're gonna
two.
make that look like nothing.
We have two theme concepts that we want to infuse into
Oh,
our
yeah.
into our shows. So it's kind of like we can like kind of rotate and offer different kind of experiences of Crossbreed. The second one is like it's like the foam party is already at the danger level of like already up here. And this one is like fucking way past it. So we really need to do the foam party first to show that we can do that this is okay before we really deliver on the next one. Because the next one's really going to be a focus because we really want to do it. And
Well,
it's
plus, you could get a damage assessment for the foam party. Okay, that damage assessment wasn't too bad, so we can go ahead and take it up to the next level.
correct. Well, the next one requires one of two places. Like an abandoned warehouse that can be converted into an event for a night or someplace outside, like maybe even going as far as doing a camp out weekend type, put a show together in a campground type deal. So we can do what we want without anybody telling us no.
So it has to be outside, is what you're saying.
It's not going to be a clean event. Yes.
Okay.
It'll
Okay.
make the foam party look like a child show. So yes. We're not saying it only so people don't steal the idea.
I know. I'm trying. Yeah, my imagination's going. Okay.
I mean, but we already have the names already and the domains already locked in. So
Oh no shit.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we got to plan ahead.
Okay.
We got a little ambitious at first, but we're slowing it down to do everything right. We kind of slammed through a bunch of things and stuff, and then I've gotten like quite more sick than I thought.
Let me ask you this:
Only delays me on what I can provide.
with the domains that you already got captured, because you already know where the
HeavyMetalFoamParty.com would be one of them.
have you already contracted EMTs for the next event?
No, but we probably would do some.
We're hoping that half the fans that show up have someone in their family that might be one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone's mother's dog or something.
It's
I
kind of
don't
like
have anything in my family.
it's kind of like Death Clock, but then just like real.
That,
Okay, you got me curious.
That's actually a good way to explain it. It's like that clock but real.
Clock
Like,
but
what do
real?
these guys
Yeah.
do.
Jesus.
Got me curious. You don't know, but you don't know you don't know what location, what state.
You know how hard it was to get a venue to say yes to a heavy metal foam party? It kind of scared the shit out of everyone. Like,
yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm
could you
impressed.
imagine the conversations I
Impressed.
fucking had with people? Like, hey, so we want to do a Crossbreed show. Oh, that's good, cool. And we want to make it a heavy metal foam party. And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? No.
Well,
So,
it's
like,
because of
a
that.
whole lot
Yeah,
of those.
it's
The
because
amount of emails that just got deleted before they even got past the title foam party.
Yeah. It was like, dude, like nobody wanted to roll the dice with us.
yeah, because everybody's they're like, what
But
the fuck can possibly happen with that?
well, the hype will grow, and more people. There are a lot of people I know that are very interested to see how this goes because
Oh,
it's
it turns
so,
out,
it's, you know,
Yeah.
Now, can
Definitely.
the lasers cut through the foam?
Yes.
we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out
Will they pop
First-
bubbles?
in
If
2.5
not, I
weeks.
can help with that.
You know what? That'll be interesting. Will the lasers cut the phone?
Joe will
Maybe
have
we need
a
a wattage accelerator.
cut through the
That'll
foam.
be interesting. That'll be interesting.
I'll bring my
You're gonna be able to
lightsaber.
burn through your shirts.
Or lots of drones, and all the drones have lasers.
Because if lasers,
Synchronized laser rings.
if the lasers do cut through the foam because water base, it might create like bizarre prisms that you weren't even expecting flying through that foam, man. So that ought to be interesting.
HeavyMetalMushrooms.com.
Bunch
know-
of mini lasers reflecting all out through.
Yeah, all through the foam. You know, there's no telling what might happen to with
These
the,
are all valid points that can only be like you can only know the answers to all of them if you're at the heavy metal foam party.com.
I'm definitely gonna be there, bro. I ain't gonna miss that joint.
It's on. It's like even if we weren't playing, I would go to this because I'd be
Exactly.
like, someone's doing a heavy metal foam party. Like, who the fuck does that? And then it's like, no one's done that. That was part of the lure. And I'll credit again is that we really wanted to do like this is something that we wanted to do for a fucking long time. And every time we got close, it was like everyone pulled out because it was like, no insurance, blah blah blah. So like now that we're in the business of not giving a fuck and we're just gonna do what we want to do, you know, my wife Tamara, who helps us out with a lot of art stuff, she was like, you gotta see this video, and she showed me this video of ironically the people that we're working with for the show, and it was like the second like Ian and I both saw that, it's like we know it's time, we need to make this happen for sure, but it really needs a good name.
What was it when you were seeing it? Was it what kind of music? Was it just them displaying it, or was it actual?
They have
music
never
performance?
done anything like this before, and the guy
Yeah.
is so excited because he was just like, "This is a fucking insane idea." He was like, "I can do 4 hours straight of nonstop foam, or I could do it in spurts. It's up to you, but like, I could drown the fuck out of the place, man. We can make the whole fucking place glow." So
Or
like,
can he bring
he
it
is
to the
all
after
in.
party?
He's ready to roll. We're gonna have him on next week.
Have him bring it to the
Oh, no
hotel
shit,
room.
bro.
So I'll have like I'll
Right,
get some good
right.
B-roll of it stuff so people can really see. I already got some good clips. You know, some are in the video, the new promo.
We're bringing
video,
it to the after party.
Yeah,
The lasers and the foam.
we're bringing the lasers to like a hotel.
I
Or we
feel
can
like
have
if we still had that warehouse and doing those studio parties in Clearwater, we probably would have had that shit in there.
yeah,
I bet you.
we could.
Now, is the foam just into the crowd, or is it going to be, or is it going to hit the band as well, or is it just?
I mean, it can't exactly hit the band, or else the equipment won't work. So like, you know,
Yeah, okay.
we'll be participating,
Yeah.
but
It's gonna be
We're
unavoidable.
gonna be soaked.
Yeah, I was going to say somebody better jump your asses out there. That's all. I was
I mean,
saying.
I already know I'm going in it, but like, that doesn't mean like say Angel's drum kit's going to be doused in it because you know.
Right.
And if it is, it will probably be the last one.
If we have some fans, like actual spinny fans, not
I
like
can listen.
people in the crowd, but then maybe it'll keep some of that foam away. Just keep them blowing back out,
Okay. All right.
like behind the drums.
Yep.
So
We're gonna figure this out
I
last minute.
I think this is a good way to think about this. in the difference between these two events. If you want to see a show where we're playing good, that's going to be in Tampa. If you want to see a show that's a wild card, that's going to be in Orlando.
Anything goes in Orlando.
If you want to see both of those things, you know,
Come hang.
that's what I would do because that's where I'm going to be.
Yeah, I totally. Hey, like the Tampa playing at the Orpheum on the 16th. Like, I put a post. I'm not on social media a great deal.
You mean on the 17th?
17th. My bad. Thank you. Keep me in check. Oh, dude. Speaking of which, here goes my ADD. So
Every band guy has ADD. Come on, man.
oh, we have this big show coming up, and I admit, man, sometimes my schedule is crazy, and I'm not late to our shows, but I usually cut it pretty damn close. But I'm always there on time, right? And so this one time, because the guys are always kicking me in the balls about it, and I respect that, like, dude, man, why you cut it too close, man, this and that. So this one show, I'm like, you know what, damn it, I'm gonna get there early, man. You know what? That way I can finally, then I can go back to the guys and be like, yeah, where you guys been, blah, blah, blah. So I get to the show early, right? It was at the Orpheum. So I'm sitting out front of the Orpheum on 7th Avenue, you know what I mean? I get there early, and I busted my ass to get there early, right? So I get there early. When I got there, I see none of the guys were there. So I'm like, fucking A, man. Now I'm going to rub it in their shit for real. I've been dealing with this shit for the last 3 or 4 years. Now I get it, So I'm sitting there waiting out front. And I'm looking up at the Orpheum in the front of the glass, and I'm glancing up there, and I'm like, that's kind of fucked up, man. They didn't even have our name or our poster up in, for the bill tonight. That's kind of cheesy, man. So I'm getting frustrated about that. I pull on my phone. I'm like, where are these fucking guys at, So I call up Keith, right, our guitarist, and I'm like, dude, where the fuck you guys at, man? By the way, I'm here. Now I'm waiting on you guys, blah, blah, blah. He's like, what do you mean where we're at? Where are you at? We've been waiting on you for like half an hour. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm sitting right out in front of the Orpheum, man. And oh, by the way, whoever booked this show, you fucked up because our poster ain't even out on the window and shit. And Keith was like, you dumb fuck, dude. We don't play we play at the State tonight. And our sound check is in like 15 minutes. And I'm like, what? He's like, dude, if you don't get your ass there, swear to God, bro.
Man.
Dude, I'm at the wrong venue, man. So I had to haul ass. In fact, that's when we were playing with 10 years. And I think non-playing, dude. So I had to bust ass across the Howard just as I'm coming through. And I mean, I'm hauling ass, man, across the Howard Franklin. Just as I come through that backdoor State, you know what I mean? J-Rock, first person who's the promoter of the gig, this cat named J-Rock, really cool brother. Just I'm busting through the back door. J-Rock's like, where the fuck you been? I'm like, dude, I was so embarrassed, man. I'm like, I don't even tell you, man, I'm here. I literally get up on stage with our sound check, man. It was so bad, man. So to this day, I never hear the end of that. I was sitting at the wrong venue, man. I forgot what the original point I was going to make. But
this time it's at the new Orpheum.
Check this out.
So make sure you show up to the right venue.
Yes, this one I definitely know. I
think that was your point.
Oh, that's what it was. Thank you, Ian. What it was is this show here at the Orpheum, for me personally and for us in Cypher Machine, it's a really cool show for us because, you know what I mean? Like, I used to roll, and jam and hang out, back in the day. So to get a chance to come back, full cycle and throw down with you guys again and just rip that shit, tear that bitch down, totally stoked for that, bro. Totally geek for that. Just to rip shit down that night.
Is there a way we can make these like cool in our outfits? Because it's like a fan.
What is
like
that?
Daisy.
Yeah, it's like one of these like fans.
Fan? Dude.
Yeah.
Is it a Daisy fan?
Fun party, man. So
Is that what
the opposite way so you can keep it coming out of your face? normally it's about keeping cool, but like for the phone party, keep the phone away from the face.
Is that what you have on the? Is that what you have on the tour bus to keep you cool, bro?
No, man, this is for like kayak fishing and shit, man. So you can stay cool and shit while you're out baking in the sun.
That's that Florida weather.
That's what he keeps down by the undercarriage.
I actually put these around my nutsack while I'm on stage, so I keep the boys cool.
It's actually called a nut blaster.
Yeah. Use a nut blaster 5000.
But you can use it on your face.
Brought to you by the Nut Blaster 5000. Keep your balls.
He straddles it. One fan's from the
days.
front, the other one sprays right on his asshole.
Got to keep wind on the rig.
So yeah, man, Cult is black. I don't know if they can make it tomorrow or not. I'm sure they can. I didn't really look again after we started, you know. But
I checked out the
that's really a
video.
dope ass band to have on the show too, man. I don't know if you checked them out yet.
I did.
Man,
I checked out the video. It was hitting, bro. Hey,
what I like about them is they're
Hey,
just cool dudes.
Hey, that guy. So Mo, our drummer, was like, I was like, who's playing with it? He told us Colts Black. So he's like, here, check out the video. So I went home and checked it out. And right when he came on, video's dope as fuck. Song's dope as hell too. I forget it's their main video, I guess. But I recognize that dude. Isn't he from a different band?
Motograder.
Then he used to be that, and he used to have like black stripes painted across like his stomach and the cross. Is that who it was? He was a Motograder, yeah?
Yeah, he does same.
I thought I recognized him, dude.
Mm-hmm. But he's like much nicer looking now. You know, I've seen him without the makeup on. You know, he's aged very well, and you know, the man behind the makeup may be a mystery, but
Song hit, bro. That song in the video hit. And I'm like,
dude, your songs are cool, man. What I like, man, is like he's like Waylon. You know, where Waylon can do metal voice and singer voice really good. Like that James from Cult is Black, he can do both, and it's really cool.
Yeah,
Very talented dude.
Yep.
Got
His range was good. Like when he was hitting the choruses, different parts, I was listening to his range and how he was controlling and holding. And I'm like,
yeah, dude, he's a dope dude, man.
Hey, he's no joke. He's no
He's
joke.
got southern draw too, man. So
Hey, I tell you guys what, too. I'll be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie. Like for me personally, like I love our shit in Cypher Machine. Like me personally, I'll go like if somebody was to say, "Hey, man, you guys are gonna get booked with one of my favorite bands is Gojira." So somebody would say like, "Hey, you guys getting booked? You have to open for Gojira." I'd be like, "Fucking A, no problem." Like I'm because I love what we do. I'm supremely confident that we hold up, right? So when this show was booked, once I knew we were gonna be playing with you guys, I'm like, "Fucking A." And it was 3 bands. First thing that hit my mind was, okay, there's 3. Whoever that other band is, boy, please God, please tell me, you know, like Crossbreed, Reeds, and them cats, pick somebody who can hit. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll be honest with you, bro. And versus, you know, they had to put somebody in there that was for whatever reason, right? So that's why when I was at band practice, like Mo told me, you better believe I went right home checking. So like, please tell me that they're gonna fucking represent. And I checked them out. When I clicked the video, I'm like, okay, fucking A, man. These guys, all right, they bring it too, man. So it got me that much more stoked about the night, about the bill.
I feel like they're gonna definitely be ready because they just came off of that tour with Static X, and
Oh no shit.
so I mean they're gonna have that kind of groove, that tour groove locked in.
Tethered up, yeah.
You know, so I feel like they're gonna be pretty ready to go for it.
Right on. Yeah, I was stoked, man. I ain't gonna lie to her. I'm like, God dang, man. Is it that night? Is this it's just us 3, yeah?
Yeah, and Davey.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right on.
I mean, at this point, if it do want to show up, man, just throw rings on there and start it out. But otherwise, just the 3 bands. Because I think the noise ordinance is 11 out there.
Yeah.
So it's easier being on a Saturday versus a Friday. So it's easier for people to get there earlier and stuff like that. And yeah.
It'll hit.
What, 6? Is that what I said? Let me check. I meant, of course, I know exactly what time it's at. 6.
That's the time doors open.
Yeah,
What time do we go on, man?
6:01, but you get 2 hours more, bro.
You say so.
But I mean, sorry, you get an hour and 59 minutes. You know,
Yeah,
however
you get a full 2 hours.
You dude, rock out, man. Dude, if you want, you can be like, you know what? I'm gonna get on stage. I'm gonna go until my voice goes out.
No, but
I'm gonna go till it blows.
since we were
Dude,
out,
that's a night, dude. You should put a fucking night together. Cypher machine. Go till it blows night. We're gonna play until LA loses his fucking voice. Legit.
won't happen, bro.
Yeah, dude. Where your last scream is like,
I like to energize you.
you know what I mean?
Energize a bunny.
It just doesn't make sense anymore.
Going.
That would be fucking awesome. I mean, terrible, but awesome.
Have you ever lost your voice in the middle of a
Yeah.
gig?
Dude, all the time, dude. Sometimes it comes back, sometimes it don't, you know.
Absolutely. You just gotta have.
Not once.
I mean, dude, I've never lost my voice, man.
Never.
The
I'll
fastest
tell you
way
something about
to
Crossbreed.
voice is be out of shape.
Guitars, never out of tune.
Yeah,
Equipment,
I don't think in the history of
never
Crossbreed
breaks.
has ever been out of tune. Ever. Ever.
And you guys are all
Never.
ears too, aren't you?
Never. We're supposed to buy them, but I have not used in-ears yet.
You have it.
No.
Okay.
Nope, you still got to do this.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, on my darkest day. So I could hear it that way. But if I didn't do that, I'd be like, on my darkest. See, it doesn't work, you know?
You gotta do that. You gotta do that.
That's the trick, bro. You shove your finger in your ear. And then all of a sudden you hit all the notes perfectly. You try it right now.
The guys use ears. They've been telling me,
Dude.
you gotta use ears. You got to use ears. I'm like, I can't do it, man.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, if you do this, you can sing and hit notes you never tried before. So try this and sing the national anthem. Go.
Hell no.
No, man, Jewel just did it. You know, she did her own flavor, man.
Because that's Jewel, bro.
I heard that song's pretty easy. You know, I've never tried it, but you know, I don't see what's the big deal.
You do this, everything's gonna come out like a dough.
If you have a mic
That.
stand and you double do it, oh my god, dude, you're fucking hitting like Mariah Carey shit, dude.
You got a nice mic stand and you do this.
Yeah.
You're
Like,
fucked.
oh,
You fucked is what that is.
serious, bro.
Platinum records right there. That's how they do it.
You probably didn't know that, but that's the trick. Once you get to a certain point, you know, then they say, hey, here's the trick. You
Mhm.
shove a finger in your ear.
No, can't do it.
But don't smell it.
Van Halen, David Lee Roth. You
David
know,
Lee Roth.
you didn't do it on the Van
actually, both
Halen
put
albums,
together.
but on David Lee Roth, Eat 'Em and Smile, it was this the whole
Yeah.
time.
David Lee Roth for the record is the greatest
And I'd
frontman.
argue it's pretty good.
Greatest frontman ever, David Lee Roth. I'm not saying singer, but frontman.
You take him over Mercury, man.
Prove me wrong.
You take him over Freddie Mercury.
I mean, why you gotta go there, man?
David Lee Roth is so good. that There's
Had
a band
more-
called Steel
More flair
Panther.
than him, yes. Was he a better singer than Freddie Mercury? Hell no.
Yeah,
But is he a better frontman? Barely, but
Yeah.
yes. Because he wore the spandex with no butts on it. And I didn't see Freddie do it. He went the full mile rock star.
Me, it's Mercury or Perry Farrell from James. Those two guys, to me, I look at those guys as like, fuck.
Did you throw Mike Patton in the argument too?
I never got to see him live, bro.
Dude, that dude is awesome.
Yeah, I never got to see him live. I heard that he was a shit, but I just never seen him live. Not with Faith or not with Mr. Bungle.
And you've seen him in a different bands, and you see that ability, and you're like, oh shit, that guy is like amazing.
Yeah.
It's like the secret singer that's like really, really good that you might not think of as Afro Man. That fucker could sing really good.
That's what I would, everybody, and I'll be honest with you, man, a lot of people, not the public per se, but artists always herald him, Mike Patton. I always used to hear that from all my artist friends, like, that guy is the shizzle, man.
Dude, when we were doing shoot tank, we played Afro Man. Like when we were backstage, you could hear the monitors of like what's coming through, untouched. And it was like, holy fuck, that dude's an amazing singer. Like, I never knew that. He had like church soul in his voice and shit.
Yeah.
It's like people who didn't know T-Pain could sing, Like,
yeah, bro.
He totally could sing.
Also, though, Afro Man, like a really good guitar player.
Yeah.
So, like, he also can shred.
Afro Man can?
Dude, he was like a
secret
ninja, man. He's like
a really good singer, really good guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
Stone.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I did not know that.
Well, that's because you got high.
Maybe you didn't get high.
I was listen to that song, but then I got high.
That's the beauty of art. The beauty of artists and artistry. They're might be big on one concept, but you have no idea of their artistic ability in all the different platforms.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was just amazing to see that dude and be like, damn, like, I can't believe how fucking awesome he was. And then lyrically, just fucking comic genius, honestly.
It was even cooler, and my favorite thing related to Afro Man is there was like a video that came out probably years back, and it was of him like knocking out like a fan that ran up on stage, and like he literally, he's doing this, somebody comes up, and it's almost like he barely even like does anything. He's doing this, somebody runs up on stage real fast, full speed, and he just kind of turns and was like, knocked him out.
Damn.
Went right back. It was just the smoothest knockout. Like it just didn't even happen. Right he was just still, and then just boom, knockout. Like it didn't even happen.
Was it a female or a male?
I don't remember. I
hope it was a male.
But like, if you find that video, Afro Man, knockout or whatever, like,
because I think I've seen that. The reason I was asking you, Ian, because I think I've seen that clip, and it was the one I seen. I think it was him. It was a female. That's some blonde chick, just out of control. But I don't know if it's. It
could have been. It could have been.
It could have been Brett Michaels just hopping on stage.
I mean, this was a while ago, but all I remember is just like how smooth it was. It was like it just played it off like nothing even happened, but it was a full ass like knockout.
You know what?
I know that's bad.
You know what? I think I know exactly what he's talking about, and I'm here to tell you, it was a female, and she came up on his right side, right up to his right. And matter of fact, I think it was in, I don't want to say SeaWorld, but it was like at some theme park. It was like
walking out Shamu, man.
No, it was at some theme park event. I just don't remember which theme park it was. And he's right. So she blew up on his right side.
At a theme park.
And when he caught her, bam.
But it's like it was like he didn't even have it's like he had it all in the peripheral. It wasn't like he wasn't like looking at the situation, watching it develop. Nope. He was just like peripheral, like, oh, here comes something.
Like, bang! I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't see that clip. And here's the thing: I don't even think he knew, because it was a chick. It was like she was like dirty blonde, and he didn't like, oh, it's a chick, I'm gonna hit her. He just seen something come up. So at the same time he was turning, he was swinging, dude. It was like an instantaneous bam. But when he seen it was a female, she dropped. It wasn't like he was like, oh my God. She just dropped. He turned right back to his shit, bro. Like, you shouldn't have had your ass up here, bro. What the fuck were you thinking?
You guys ever remember the old, I think it was on Super Nintendo, there was a Beavis and Butthead game where you had to try and get to the Guar concert at the end of the game. And if you got anywhere near the stage, they like kicked your ass. That was the whole thing in the game. You had to like try to not get your ass kicked by Guar by getting on stage.
I mean, Rocky did fuck some people up with it. He cracked somebody over the head with the freaking mic stand and then kicked them off stage.
Yeah, they don't want anyone near that stage.
Did you guys see when Chappelle had someone hop up on stage or whatever? What happened to that person?
Oh yeah, they got, and who was it? It was someone else famous that clock the
There was
game.
like, I think Jamie Foxx, I think, was
Yeah,
there.
it was.
And like Chris Rock. And like the person who came on stage like got beat down severely and then brought backstage and beat down severely more. So it's like
Yeah, by
a
the entourage.
like don't hop on stage, like you're gonna get fucked up.
Dang.
They ain't just all security get them. It's like no, they've made a point out of that.
Oh,
person.
Busta Rhymes too.
Damn right. That way you make sure the next person doesn't do no shit like that.
Sometimes
Why
you
would-
know, deterrent, man.
Why would you even think of jumping on stage during a GWAR show would be a good idea with all their theatrics and shit they have going on? I mean,
When you're younger though, you don't even care. You're like, I'm getting on that stage and shit. And then when you get a little older, you're like, that's pretty fucked up to just hop on the stage when people are trying to perform art.
But the X factor in that is who's drunker, because age is not a factor in that.
that is true. There's that video of that dude that stole like that biplane on an airport during like an air
Yeah.
show or something.
I got this.
My
Played some
brother,
video games.
my brother Mikey always wants to go backstage, and I'm like, nah, because I've done that to him for so many years, and he always makes it backstage. Like I'll be like doing something, all of a sudden, like, oh, your brother's here. He's like, I fucking made it backstage. It's like, of course he did. That's what you do, He sneaks in every fucking time. Doesn't even matter where it is. It's like he is a pro at sneaking backstage at any venue. He always gets his way in there.
It's kind of like that until you meet a few like household names, if you will, whether it be actors or actresses or musicians, blah, blah. But after you meet a few quote unquote like household names, and then you kind of see like, damn, okay, that's just like the average bro or the average gal. After that, it loses its fervor, so you're not really motivated to do so. Because I was like that, but then once I was around a few, household name entertainers, you could talk to them a little bit. You were like, oh, you know what? This is like your fucking, it's like, your friend. Or then it kind of loses its appeal.
When you're working in radio, like Ian and I did, it's like every day you're just going to work, and it's like you don't know.
Yeah, there you go. Because you get so used to it.
Like one day I was getting off the elevator, and the girl who worked up front at the reception area, she was like, "Oh, hey, can you take a picture really quick?" And I'm like, "Sure." And as I'm taking a picture, I'm like, I have no idea who I'm taking a photo of. And then right as I'm snapping it, I'm like, "Oh my God, that's Bob Saget." I'm like, fucking Danny Tanner's here. But that's the thing. Like, you never knew who would be in there. Anything from movie stars, actors, comedians, but a lot of musicians. Because they used to just do performances like 97X and Hot, They just do live performances at our job. So it's like to some people, it's like, oh, I get to go see like Bush play live at 97X studio. But on the other side of that wall is like our actual desks and shit, like where you work. And you're like, oh, yeah, it's cool. It's also your workplace.
It's
fun though, working out.
Speaking of which, since if some of the folks are watching, or they might not happen to be in the in a situation or in the environment where they can meet some of these folks, I'll ask you guys this because you guys work radio. For the most part, the people that you're bumping into, whether it be actors, actresses, or artists, a lot of people you guys met, do they seem like, okay, they're exactly like the average person for the most part? Or is there some folks that are like, okay, yeah, that person was a little odd?
It depends on who you meet. It really depends. There's the whole
Right.
spectrum. Some people are super cool and just want to hang out. Some of them are just like so into what they do that they're not even a real human anymore.
Okay.
Like the LMFAO guys, when they would come to town,
Who?
that was LMFAO,
Okay.
especially the Blue Sky dude. Whenever he was in town for a meet and greet, it wasn't something that when the meet and greet was over, he was just gone. It was like, all right, I'm in town. Who wants to hang out? And next thing you know, like, employees are out, gone all night long, hanging out with this dude. But he's cool as fuck. So it's like, you're going to say no to hanging out with someone like him? Because he just wants to hang. And that's it. And blaze it up a little bit.
I mean, I feel like we could equally say what people are cool and what people are dicks. You know, I mean, it's fully dependent, you know, and it has nothing to do with the fame part of it. It's just like anybody else. Like
The actual person.
there's some dicks and there's some cool people.
Right on.
Like,
So-
you know who was super cool was that Zendaya girl. She'd come in every, you know, like every quarter or something like that to do like the apples for kids, you know, for I don't remember what it was, like the Apple a Day program or something like that for kids that like needed it, like Children's Cancer Society or something like that. But she'd come in there and she'd work with kids and just be, she was like awesome to work with. She was just cool. She wasn't a superstar. She was just a human being there to just help kids make it, you know, have a better day. Like that's what you want to see. So every time you see that girl on Movie Now and shit, totally rooting for her. 'Cause that's the kind of people you want to be famous. Then there's those other people where you're like, man, that person was a fucking dick.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a couple of those. And it wasn't actors or actresses, it was artists, musicians. I've been playing with some bigger name bands where they were just like, dude, really?
You know, I had to hang out with Gilbert Gottfried and try to explain to him like how to get photos off his phone. Like he got sent to me. And he's like, comes up to me, he's like, I need your help really quick. I've got it. And it's like, oh my God, it's fucking, you know, Gilbert Gottfried. Like you were in Ford Fairlane.
Hey, what was your most embarrassing moment on stage? Live. Something happened live that you're like, holy fuck.
Having no voice and having to do a show, that's pretty fucking embarrassing.
From the off the rip?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
Really?
I mean, you know, do you really want to disappoint people that went a long way to go see you play her? Or you want to just be like, sorry guys, quick the old voice.
So you just kind of creaked your way through it?
Yeah, like when you're on the road, you get sick, you just gotta do it.
That's
You
not
go lower
too bad.
tones, lower octaves, you know, rely more on the backing vocal.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
That's not
you're doing a little bit more than normal, you know.
That's not too
Like-
bad. It's like you said, you can kind of hide it in between the music and the backing vocals.
Look,
That's
man,
not too bad.
all I can say is if you blow your voice and you have to play, make sure there's a Jacobson in the crowd. All right, you do this one.
Yeah, it happened to be one time we're on tour and God, looking back on it, man, I'm like, I was such a prick. Only because I was flipping the hell out, you know, and we had finished the show and it was the next day and I knew my shit was cooked, right? So we're driving to the next venue, and the reason why I felt like looking back, I was such a dick because as we're driving to the next venue, you know what I mean, or heading towards the next place to play, I'm ripping the guy. We're on the bus, and I'm just terrorizing the guys. We gotta pull over, man. I gotta get something for my throat. I need lozenges. I need this. I need that. And they're like, whatever, you'll be fine, man. So they're still driving. They're not pulling over to like the drugstore or whatever to get my. So I'm blowing a gasket. I'm pissed. I'm raging. I'm like, I can't believe you fucking guys are doing it. I'm gonna have no voice. I'm just going off, right? So Keith he's like, he's like, pull over because I can't deal with LA, right? Pull over, get my lozenges. I'm pounding everything I can, you know what I mean? Barely, and sure enough, the whole time they're saying, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Just calm down. I wasn't listening to any of that shit, bro. I'm flipping out because I've never been, like you're saying, I didn't have my voice for show. I never had no shit like that before. So I'm freaking the fuck out, dude. Because
you haven't really tried, bro.
I'm freaking out because all my strength is my voice. So I'm flipping the hell out. And I'll be son of a bitch as we get ready to go on. Because 5-6 hours have passed. And I'm doing all this. We play, and my voice was actually pretty good. And then I remember thinking to myself while we're performing, and my voice is holding up. Right about then, it hit me like, damn, I was such a dick this whole time, man. They were right. My voice, I was gonna be fine. But
God, you just gotta be hydrated, well slept, and not sick.
But yeah,
the no sleeping will really fuck up your voice too. Even for me, like I'm not a lead singer, but even just doing backups for like very minimal stuff, I would lose my voice just from like a few nights of doing it in a row and just not
Mm.
sleeping, and then
I get
it
sick.
just gets. you
I'm
get
on
caught
a
up.
I'm on an every other day regimen right now. So like I practice it every other day.
What do you do? What do you do to keep it solid as you're
I do the
touring?
best thing I possibly can. I go and I practice to myself. That's already telling me exactly what I need to do.
I just do scales. That's kind of what I do, but I just hit the scales every day.
I don't know, man. Just record the songs the way you want them, and then go practice through those songs the way you did them, and then your
That
voice
is-
will tell you. And then once you're locked in and you sound exactly the same as, then you're dialed in, and then you're
Right.
ready for the band to come in instead of the CD.
Right on.
That's all I do. It's easier because then you can work on your voice instead of starting and stopping every 30 seconds. Like, oh, let's start again. It's like I didn't even get to do anything.
Do you
So-
remember?
Well, we gotta wrap it up, man, because it's already 11 and we gotta do this another night too.
Hey, well, thank you so much for having me
Oh,
on.
dude, thank you.
Really appreciate that, guys.
Tomorrow,
Yeah, nice meeting you, dude.
Absolutely.
yeah,
brother.
tomorrow night we got the Dev. We got members of the Dev and
Oh,
No
cool.
Cell popping on, and then and maybe Cultus Black as well. And then next week we'll go again, and we'll have more people on, like the foam party guy. You know, the actual foam guy will be on with us and stuff, so we can talk. And then we'll get the laser guy on as well. So we'll probably do it in one night next week.
Laser Fox in the
But
chat.
he's good as fuck. So we can just, keep going on. But if we're gonna do it longer, we have room for people to come in. Just add more to the party, and it's cool to like let people get to know who some of the other artists are, anyways. Especially Cultus Black. I told him if he showed up with his makeup, that I actually have like a 20-second get up where I could make him not feel alone. Like, don't worry, man. I could do my makeup ish in 20 seconds. If I
You
want
have to
someone
do
to-
it during the intro of the stream.
I've already figured it out how to do it.
I think you should wait till we start.
That's what I'm saying. You wait till we start, and then we time you.
Oh, dude, I already told him. I'm like, yeah, if you show up in makeup, give me 20 seconds and I'll make you feel good. I'll match you. 20 seconds.
Ian
I
says he
want
could beat
to
it
do
in
the
10
challenge.
seconds.
I'm just
I
gonna
don't
go
believe
camera up,
I don't believe that.
and then 20 seconds later, dun-dun-dun-dun,
Whoa.
dun-dun-dun-dun.
If you'd have did it right then, I don't know.
Now you're challenging them.
I mean,
There's no
Kinda.
way. Absolutely no way. Holy fuck, dude.
Oh, my X is falling off. Shit.
Fucking just like in real life.
Sorry, I don't want to guys. I'm just talking with my mouth closed, but I can do it. Oh, hey guys.
All right. On that note,
I'm back.
all right.
All right, cool. All right, LA, Arthur,
all right.
Dro,
Peace out, guys.
Ian.
Thanks,
Have a good
guys.
night.
You guys are all
Thanks,
sexy
man.
dudes.
See you soon.
Nice to
brother.
meet you, LA.
Ready?
Absolutely.
Scissors.
Be good, man.
Sorry.
I'll at you.
Deuces. Love you guys.